What's up everybody? We are back with another video. Now, I know you guys already know what today's video is. I made a promise in the last video that this video was gonna come out, and it's all happening. It's here, there's no point beating around the bush. Today is the day I get my Asian Arowana. I'm super stoked, but before we get on with this video, please go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, ring that little notification bell, and if you want to get more content earlier, because I do post these things before they come out in the videos, because videos a couple of weeks behind, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. The little tag is down below, and I'll leave a link in the description. So let's go on, and we're not talking about this tank today. We're actually going to go ahead and talk about that tank over there where my secret fish is supposed to be going, which you guys all know is my Asian Arowana. So let's go ahead and unbox this fish and kind of talk to you about what's so special about this fish. Alright, so we're going to leave the fish to acclimate for the next 20 to 30 minutes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drip acclimate them for about 10 minutes just to make sure that the amount of stress they're going to go through is reduced as much as possible. The reason why I'm not going to drip acclimate them for too long is because they've been in the bag, and once the bag opens up, ammonia starts to shoot up, and that's really bad for the fish. So I don't want to keep them in that water for that long. But as you've seen, the bag is pretty big. And like you see, you need a certificate for this fish. The reason why you need a certificate for this fish is because it's an endangered species. This fish itself is not a wild fish, so it's not impacting the wild population at all. These are bred on farms. These fish are, the wild species are not sold. You cannot buy an F1, or not even an F1, you cannot buy a wild caught Asian Arowana. That's illegal. These are farm bred and farm raised to have, but you do need a certificate to own them, because in the certificate they have a number, and that number can then be scanned and tracked, and they can basically officially say that these fish weren't taken from the wild, they're not here illegally, they've been bred through reputable breeders who have been practicing sustainable breeding practices, which obviously doesn't impact the population. So this fish is really difficult to get. It's not cheap, and even then, this is the cheapest fish off the Asian Arowana tier. So Asian Arowanas, I say the cheapest, there is one that is a bit cheaper. It's called the Banja Red, or the Banja Arowana, and that comes in at about 300 pounds. Sometimes you can get them a bit cheaper, but very unlikely. This one costs about 350 pounds. It's one up from the Banja Red. It keeps its color. It's the first entry into an Asian Arowana that keeps its color. Then you go up to different scales, so you can go from 300, 500, 700, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I wouldn't be surprised. There are selective fish that can go for 5 figures and above, but that's not what we're here about. We're here about this little guy. And yeah, he was basically my gift from me to myself for my 21st. And I have waited a very long time to get him. Or her, we don't know yet. They're very difficult to sex, so there's no point going into that. What else to say? Okay, so I want to make one thing clear. Nobody can say I am not patient. Okay, maybe you can, but that's if you really know me. I had to wait around 6 months for this fish. Hello. I had to wait around 6 months to get this fish. It was supposed to come in end of August, and I was supposed to receive it mid-September-ish. Obviously, COVID delayed the import processes. It was then held at CITES, which is the governing base for endangered animals, for the trade of endangered animals. It was held there for over a month and a half. It then came in. We then had to wait for the certificate to actually say that this fish has been chipped, has been given its code and everything, and then the individual that owns the fish now has proof that their fish came through a legal supplier. So it took all that time, and now it's finally here. It's now acclimating. Is there anything else I have to say? no, that's pretty much it. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna let them acclimate a bit longer, and then when I put him in the tank, so pretty much I'll come back tomorrow with this video, and I'll kind of show you them in the natural habitat. Natural habitat. I'll show you them in the tank and show you how well they've acclimatized to their new surroundings. So yeah, I've got a bit of work to do. I'll catch you guys in a bit. See you. Alright, so it's pretty much been the first night and things are looking good. No one has hassled the Arowana from what it looks like. His fins seem pretty alright. And it doesn't look like he's gone around and hackled anyone. So that's a really good sign. The fish are expecting some food, so I want to go ahead and try and feed this guy. I'm going to go ahead and give him my carnivore sticks, which is what I feed my bigger Arowana. I know that Asian Arowana can sometimes have an issue coming onto pellets. That depends on the farm they were raised on and depends on what they actually fed them. So I would like to try and get him onto pellets as quickly as possible. So I'm going to see if he goes ahead and eats. Otherwise, I will have to pretty much give him frozen shrimp. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, so from the looks of it, he has no interest in these at the moment, but I will, excuse the lighting, try and get him onto them eventually. It tends to work best if he stays in this tank, because what happens is when he sees other fish eating, I say he or she, they will be more inclined to eat whatever is available, because obviously competition means that if they don't eat, they're not going to get any food. So hopefully this will encourage them to eat. So yeah, at the moment, as you can see, he is kind of spookish. That will improve along with time. You know, he just needs to get used to the fact that he's now in a new aquarium, he's got other fish with him. But hopefully the other fish will help to reduce how skittish he is, just because, you know, the other fish give that sense of security. They're probably not too happy with the lights being on. I don't usually feed with the lights on, so this might be another impeding factor. We'll have to just take it as it comes. But I'm super excited to see this guy color up. And, you know, now that we've got this on footage to show you what he is today versus what he is maybe, you know, 6 months from now. And just to see how much he's grown and how much he's changed. So I would say he is probably 6 inches, maybe 5.5, 6 inches long. So he's not teeny tiny, but you know, he's definitely at the stage of his life where he's going to grow the fastest, to about a foot, and then he'll start to slow down slowly. So just to let you guys know, I did get this from Predator Aquatics, which is primarily a cichlid, South American, Central American cichlid distributor. They're very good with those fish. And let me quickly explain. So the reason I did not quarantine this fish is because essentially Asian Arowana tend to be kept in their own aquariums anyway, so he's been quarantining for the last 6 months. So I'm not very worried about him. Plus, Asian Arowana are very resistant to getting sick. I do say that, I don't want to jinx anything. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm trying not to squeal like a little piggy because I'm this excited. But I literally, for the whole of yesterday, I kept on coming back into this room every half an hour and be like, is he okay? What's he doing? How's he look? You know, so, and I made the thing shake. So the water level is higher than I would like it to be, and that's my mistake. I overfilled the aquarium when I was doing my water change, but I want it to sort of be the height of this. This is my indicator for how high the water should be. Just in case he does jump, there is plenty of space to try and prevent him from jumping. The middle portion I'm not worried about, it's literally the ends, so let me show you what I'm working with. So I've made this DIY sort of cage. It's pretty snug. I don't think it'll come off very easily. Like, you have to apply a bit of pressure, and it's kind of held in place quite nicely. And it's also reinforced by some more plastic. And then there's another plastic lid there, and then this is glass, so hopefully the Arowana doesn't kind of get out of here. Well, you can't even see that. I do have a net that I did put over this tank when I had my silver Arowana, who's in that tank now. So I might go ahead and put him back in. Put that back on top, sorry, because I'm getting quite paranoid about. Obviously, I don't want to come in one day and see this guy just on the floor dried out. So I'm going to go ahead and try and target feed these guys some more. But everyone is doing really great. And I will catch you guys in a bit. Alright, and that's it for today's video. As you've seen, we've got some wicked fish in. This tank is about to go through some huge development, just in the sense of the African cichlids are going to develop their colors, the South American cichlids are going to develop the colors, the Arowana is going to develop its colors, and it's just going to turn into a really, really colorful tank. I'm really excited to see what happens in the future, so keep with it, keep watching my videos, and you guys will kind of come along for the ride. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys are keeping safe. As always, peace out.